Hey guys, welcome back. I hope you're well. Welcome back to my channel. So today I'm doing another faith related video, like the last one. If you haven't seen it, I talk about everything celibacy. I'll just link it down below if you want to have a look. For those of you who are new, my name is Thobeka and I post every 2 weeks. I've now started a series on faith related videos, and mainly because I feel led to share about that. Please give this video a thumbs up if you do like it, and comment down below on your experiences and if you agree with me or not, and what your views are around singlehood. And also don't forget to subscribe. I almost did a thumbs up. Don't forget to subscribe to my channel as well. Okay, so let's get into today's video. Singleness is something that I'm currently experiencing in my current season. And I believe that as a Christian, as a believer, I do believe that this is the time that God sets aside in your life to really work on you and work on where you are mentally, psychologically, physically, and really this is the time for you to get to know him and him to get to know you. Or no, he already knows you, he formed you, but for you to really get to know him and spend time with him and talk to him and learn how to hear his voice, and basically learn everything you have to learn about God before you get to, he takes you to the next step, which is marriage, if it is for you, if it is in his will for you to get married. Now for me, going into this, I went into it with a very open mind and a very open heart, and by this I mean my relationship with God. I think, speaking on the relationship with God part, I think most of us, we have there's a myth around that it's hard. I use my hands a lot, sorry, that it's hard and it's hard work, and now you have to go the extra mile, and now you have to be I almost said punching bag, but like a mat for people to step on. You can't express yourself in a certain way. There are behaviors that you need to stop doing. You can't be friends with certain people. You can't, for example, go clubbing and expose yourself to those type of environments. And I mean, there are things that you can't do, of course, to please God, but I think ultimately it's to protect you and to get you to a better place, and to sort of allowing him to shape you into what it is that he wants you to be and what it is that he has brought you here to be. I think we think too much of our relationship with God, and of course you have to read your Bible, of course you have to pray, of course you have to worship, you have to do all those 3 things to get to know him. It's like how I took it, how I understood it, I took it as I would any other relationship, any romantic relationship. That is where if you meet someone today, you have to spend time with them in order for you to learn about them and learn what makes them happy, what makes them tick, all of those things. You have to call each other all the time, you have to text, you have to go on dates, you have to do picnics, you have to do all these things to really get to know that person and spend time with that person. And that's how I took my relationship with God, where I want to spend time with him, I'm talking to him, I'm constantly wanting to learn more about him. And when I approached it being the relationship, I was like, anything and everything that I need to do to get my relationship with God to the next level is what I'm going to do. So I don't know, maybe it's just me, but for me it hasn't been hard at all. Having an active relationship with God, it hasn't been hard at all. Matter of fact, I look forward to it. I look forward to reading my Bible. I look forward to doing my daily devotional. He just wants you to seek him earnestly, not just for face, not just for a show, but for you to really want to talk to him and spend time in his presence and all of those things. And that's basically what I understand singleness as. And I think the mistake that we make, I'm going to try and not play with my hair a lot because it's a little distracting. I think as people, I think it's a natural thing for you to want the next person to be amazing. As I don't know if it's a female thing, but I know as females we have a list where you write down all the things that you want him to have. By him, your husband. Most of the time you don't sit and you don't sit and look at yourself and see where you lack, see all the areas of improvement that you need to work on. You just want the next person to be 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5. Whereas, are you 1, 2, 3, 4 and 5? Are you kind? Are you giving? Are you warm? Are you all those things? There's someone behind me who talks a lot, so he'll probably chip in here and there throughout the video. He's up, and yeah, he's up now, so we've got him in the video now. So it's a time to work on your areas of improvement and your areas of improvement, and also God will also always put you in positions where he is testing you, and also where he wants you to sort of see that, oh my goodness, I'm actually an unforgiving person, I'm actually an angry person, I'm actually a person who holds grudges. And he'll give you an opportunity day by day to really reflect on that opportunity that you had to forgive someone without them asking for it, without you feeling like they don't deserve it, without anything really, but just to really get rid of that venom that is inside of you, to let it go and move on with your life. So that's generally what singleness is. God is unpacking each and every part of you, where you get to learn more about yourself. You get to learn more about the things that you really like and things that you really don't like, and I have my Bible here and I want to read something quickly, but before I do, I think it's extremely important to work on yourself. Try and find those things that are areas of improvement. I don't want to say negative, because that's putting a negative energy out there, but rather areas of improvement, and really sit down with yourself. And all those things you can only learn when you are still, and when you for some of you meditate, and when you really are still and you're listening to for me it's God speak to me in that way, and really let all the noise of Instagram, of your phone, of WhatsApp, of YouTube, of your friends, of every other noise, just shut it down and let it be a moment of stillness and silence, and let God speak to you in that way. That for me, those are the times when really God speaks to me, and when I get to know that, oh, this is the area that I need to work on, or this is the area that I need to work on, and things like that. And what's the point of expecting the next person to be 1, 2 and 3 when you yourself aren't like that? Like, how are they supposed to be kind when you're not kind? Where they're okay, so I want to read the word, and a part of the word that speaks specifically to singleness, and that's Ruth. That's the book of Ruth 2 verse 2. I will not read the whole passage because it's quite long. I'll just read the first part. Okay, so Ruth is a widow. Ruth lost her husband, and now she's working in a field owned by Boaz. Boaz is her ordained husband, the husband that God has put aside for her. So I'm not going to read it. Let me just give you a summary and what I get from it. Pretty much Ruth starts working in these fields, picking up corn and just being a nice human being, and being kind and being all these things. And this is the field that is owned by Boaz. And what I get from that is that Ruth knew that God knew her heart's desires, and that's, I think, another important thing to note is that God knows your heart's desires. He's not confused. He's not he's not out to get you, he's not out to do anything. He knows that you truly desire marriage, and you truly desire to own a business, or you truly desire whatever it is that you desire. And so if you seek him earnestly, and if you read his word, and if you really seek his face, he is able to then bless you with all those desires of your heart, and everything else will be in abundance. Sorry, I need to keep checking on this little guy because he does everything these days. He's 10 months old currently, so he's mobile, he's grabbing things, he's pulling things, he's doing everything. Okay, so Ruth starts working, right? She starts working, and I think for me that first part is important, because we see that Ruth goes out to work. She's not sitting at her house waiting for her husband waiting for God to drop her husband through the chimney, and just place him in front of her eyes, but rather she goes out and she works. And for me, translated to today, it says I must go out and work and not wait for my husband to come and do everything. I must go out and work and upskill. This is the time for me to upskill myself. This is the time for me to learn a new skill, to cultivate the skills and the talents that God has placed inside of me, and to really focus on those and spend time with those, and give back and learn how to do things that I didn't know how to do, and things that are take on the habits that I would want to have as a wife. That is cooking. For me, I enjoy cooking, so that's exactly what I want to do for my husband and my family. So doing more of that, and doing more of the things that contribute and add value to me and my beauty inside, and not just outside, so that when the time comes, when it gets to me, I am even better person, really. So Ruth goes out to work the fields. She picks up the corn and all of that, and then as time goes on, Boaz, the man who owns the fields, comes from Bethlehem, and he notices, he sees Ruth. Obviously there was a lot of workers, but he sees Ruth despite the many people that are there, and he starts pursuing her. And I think it's important during your single season to know that, like I said, God knows your desires, and if he has that ordained person that is going to be your husband, he will find you when the time is right. It's not, you don't have the beauty. What gives me peace is that I don't have to now go and DM people, or go and, not that I DM anyone really, but to just go out there and be out there, as we always tell single people that no, you need to be out there, you need to go clubbing, you need to go do this and do that. For me, I don't believe in that. I believe that that person will find me where I am, doing what God has asked me to do, of course. So say for example Ruth, if she was, see what I'm telling you about, he's trying to get off the bed now. Say for example Ruth, because God asked Ruth to work those fields for a certain time, but say for example Ruth didn't feel like it and didn't want to do it, and it was such hard work and wada, and started doing other things, Boaz would not have found her, because he needed to find her there where God asked her to be. So it's important for you to always speak to God and let God direct every step that you take. If he's asking you to leave something, leave it and be elsewhere. If he's asking you to do a particular job for 2 years, do that particular job for 2 years. You don't know what that job is bringing into your life. So he starts pursuing her, and and that person will pursue you. You will not sit and wonder and ask yourself if he really wants you, or if he's confused, or why is he not marrying you, does he not see the value. No, he will make it so clear. He will make his intention so clear from the very beginning. And from that day to the day you get married, nothing will be hazy. There will be no gray area. Everything will be clear. And so he will pursue you. He will go out of his way to find you and to he will go out of his way to find you. He will pursue you. He will and when he does find you, he will look after you. He will what are the things? He will respect you. He will not want anyone else but you, because he has been praying for you. He has been fasting for you. He has been covering you. He has been doing all these things and waiting for you. And now that you're here, he's going to do his best to be good by you, because God has found favor in him. So Ruth works in the fields, and Boaz finds him, and he starts pursuing her, and the story continues. And so those are the things that I really got from that story, and that is my foundation scripture when it comes to singlehood. Your Boaz will find you at the perfect time and in the perfect circumstances. It won't be an inconvenience for either of you. And how you are physically, how you are physically, mentally, emotionally, he will want you as you are. So allow God to work on that. Allow God to work on yourself. Allow God to work on him. Just let him do what he's good at doing, which is being God, which is putting things together, which is all those things. And fine, your friends are getting married, all these things are happening, but it's not your time. And there's huge blessing in being happy for the next person when their blessing comes through, and not holding anything against them, and not being angry, and not being impatient, and not being jealous. There's really a big blessing in that. Your time will come. Thank you so much for hanging out with me today and watching my video. Please hit the like button if you did like this video, and subscribe as well, and be sure to leave a comment saying what your thoughts are regarding this whole topic, and I will see you on my next video. Bye.